All right, so top 3 greatest rappers of all time. Go.
Oh man, Tupac, and I like rap, so
I know.
See, I had no idea that you were into rap. When they said that today, I was like, oh, shit.
I'm old school though. Like, so if we're listening to rap today, like I don't know who it is, but you know,
Right.
Dre, Tupac, and Snoop. Eminem, I said 4.
I love Snoop too. What are your 3?
Tupac was one of them.
He was one of mine too.
I like Ice Cube
Okay.
and Ice-T, but it's because I know him.
Oh.
So
Yeah, like high school buddies or what?
no, we're not
Okay.
not high school buddies. But I ran into him at an event doing something for NGB. Actually, he was
Oh, wow.
downtown Washington D.C.
What?
and he and the whatever that show he's on, right? I listen to him for his rap, but he's on that like show that's been syndicated for 30 plus years.
Cop show.
Yeah, and I was in full get up, and we were downstairs waiting for the Uber, and I bumped into him down there, and I don't know if anybody knew, but he used to be in the Army, and he made it to I think E5 is what he said.
Wow.
But
I didn't know that.
I was in full like, your circus suit that you have to wear with all your bling and stuff on. And he was like, "Oh, hey, Sergeant Major, how are you doing?" And I was like I literally turned to him. I was like, "Oh shit!" Right? I was like, "You're not a stunt." He's like, "No," and he's like, "I was in the Army. I did my
Wow.
4 years. I think he made it to E5 is what he said." But we had a 15-minute conversation about his perspective on rap and what it did for him.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was good.
My question would have been, how many times did you get demoted?
Well, yeah.
A little curious.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to explain. When you're talking to him, totally relaxed. And I think everybody says that when they meet somebody. Like, except Jesse the Body. I know this is off topic, but I actually ran into him on the streets the same
Wow.
week I was there. And that was an hour and 15-minute conversation about everything conspiracy
Oh,
theory.
man.
It was crazy.
Oh, man.
But anyway, yeah, those are my 3.
Yeah. I'd say Tupac for sure. Dre for sure. I'm a Snoop fan, but I'm also an Eminem fan, so.
Yeah, Eminem's in 4 for me. Welcome back to GI and a Cup of Joe. Once again, I'm here with Annie T.
Just a regular girl, and I'm here with Justin C.
Just a regular guy.
In this podcast, we'd like to take off the rank and get right down to just being a regular person who made a random decision to wear a uniform in the Idaho Army National Guard. All of us come from very different backgrounds, but we do have one common goal: to better our future.
Not just to better our future for ourselves, but for our families and the ones we love. We encourage you to listen to each story and see how regular people with average grades, average attitudes, and common fears about their future find their strength and their ability to be resilient and to be able to accomplish extraordinary things.
Welcome to Season 2.
Today we're talking to officially our state Command Sergeant Major Kevin Dean, but honestly to us he's just Kevin. So let's go back to high school. Where did you attend high school, and what kind of student were you?
I knew this was coming, and so I graduated 29 years ago, so I'm going to try to remember. So high school, Snake River High School, but leading up to high school, I moved all around. So I went to my high school as a freshman, so I was not part of that school until my freshman year. So I was kind of everywhere. I was a part of nobody and a part of everybody. Really just trying to figure out who I was in that school. Yeah, that was high school.
Did you play any sports?
I did.
What did
Tried. So
What did you try at?
played football, watched them play football, tried out for baseball, didn't play baseball.
What do you think? Cheerleading?
Looking back, I would have totally done it.
Just saying.
What about your subjects? What subject did you like or hate?
End of school was my favorite.
End of school.
Yeah,
Okay.
lunch break was fun. I wouldn't. So I was a good student, but I didn't try. I didn't apply. Going to a new school maybe helped me focus on school some, but I chose not to. So I got B's and C's pretty easy without trying. And if I had to pick a subject, probably English. And I only say that because one time my English teacher woke me up. I answered the question, and they told me to go back to sleep.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And here you are.
And here I am.
This is good. I can't wait for this one to air. Okay, so where did your love for the outdoors come from? And where's your favorite camping place?
Oh, man. So favorite camping is anywhere. That's why I love Idaho. Like everywhere we have is just beautiful. So coming from Southeast Idaho, I thought Boise had nothing. And then I got here and there's a lot of cool stuff in Boise. Beautiful. So favorite camping spot is anywhere. I probably, my mom got remarried when I was like 12. And that's where my stepdad showed me the outdoors and the hunting. And I did that just till high school. And then I took a big break like a lot of us do, mid-20s. Then I had kids, so I didn't really get into it like heavily, probably until, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago, 15 years ago.
Do you archery hunt?
I do.
That's pretty big down in eastern Idaho, yeah?
Yeah, it's fun. Archery hunting's fun just because there's less people.
Yeah.
And it's harder. And if somebody shoots, it doesn't scare all the animals. They don't know that you shot.
Sneak attacks.
Yeah, no kidding.
So thinking back to your senior year, what kind of path did you have set for yourself?
No path.
No path.
No path. So I knew I wanted to go to school, college, just because everybody said that's what you're supposed to do. But I didn't know what I was going to do. I knew I wasn't playing football professionally. Wasn't playing baseball professionally. So what else is there? And at the end of the day, it was like I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I kind of think that's what college is for anyway, is to figure out what you want to do. Like you go to college to learn about the things that you're interested in and then find out if you want to do it or not.
So what did you end up doing after high school then?
Took a break for a couple of years, which is dangerous. Don't recommend that.
Really?
Yeah. So if you want to go to school, like go to school right after high school. Don't take a break, because as soon as you get that freedom from high school and start earning money, like the last thing you want to do is quit earning money and go to school and be poor. So go to school before you take a break.
So what did you do to earn money?
Yeah. So I worked fast food, did a paper route when I was like 12. That was before high school, but I've always worked, like from a young age, just had side jobs or whatever, and did some fast food in high school, joined the Guard at 17. So I was doing that part-time, went and did construction, like I think right after high school, worked some factory jobs, but then I moved to Wendover, Nevada for construction.
What did you do? You build the stuff in Wendover, like the...
Actually, yeah. So I was a laborer, and it was really good money. It was like $10 an hour. So that was worth leaving Idaho to go to Nevada for $10 an hour. That was big money.
Yes, it was. I remember when that was big money.
Yeah, I out of high school, I did the laborer thing too. First in a chemical plant, and then we built gas stations.
Oh.
On the actually on the Oregon coast. But yeah, just a laborer until you could transition up into like equipment operator. But it was good money. I think I was making $10 an hour too, and I was like, man, yeah, this is big money.
I remember my first paycheck at $8 an hour, and I thought I was so rich. Yeah. I was like, this job is great.
It's because we had no bills back then,
nope,
right?
Yeah. None.
So yeah, no, building casinos, that's what I was doing.
So you joined the Guard in high school, you said,
as a junior.
As a junior. So you did have some sort of path, I would say, but you never thought it would be full-time?
No, it wasn't the plan.
So did you experience like a panic attack about your future when you graduated, or did you already like know you had a fallback with the Guard?
It probably was. The Guard at that time wasn't a fallback. It was just an adventure, not knowing what I wanted to do.
Okay.
I thought kind of like Guard. Guard was like, I would say, my college. Like, I don't know what I want to do. This sounds like a really good deal. Like, I'll go figure that out and see what that's about. And I was actually working construction in Nevada when one of the AGRs called and said, hey, there's an opportunity to come on some active orders with us. And then there's some schools you can go to. And that was all I needed to leave Nevada to come back home and just work full-time for the Guard in Pocatello for a couple months.
So how long did you do that before things transitioned into full AGR job?
Probably 3 to 6 months. And during
quick.
that time,
That's pretty quick.
Yeah, so I only was a traditional soldier for a couple years.
Yeah.
Like maybe 2 to 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then while I was back working those full-time orders, a job came open, and I applied for it, and lucky, got the first job I interviewed for.
Yeah.
What was the military job you chose when you enlisted?
Fort Observer.
Okay.
So it's really relatable to the civilian force. Not at all.
Looks great on a resume that nobody understands.
Yeah, I didn't learn that early on, but it was fun. Like, they kind of sold me, you get to go sit on a hill and blow things up.
Okay.
And if you miss, like, shoot again. So it sounded really neat.
Yeah.
What things do you remember that interest you about that? Like ATs or annual trainings, drill weekends. What was that like as a Fort Observer?
Sure. Well, I'll go off. The thing that pops first is AIT, or Advanced Individual Training, right? Like we're sitting on a hill in Fort Sill, Oklahoma, and we're shooting targets with artillery. And halfway through the day, deer jump up and start running from the impact area. And so, of course, being the person I am, I tried to adjust the fire.
Right.
We'll just say protect the deer. Anyways, I got shut down. But I thought that was really interesting. So it doesn't have anything to do with the job. But there I was in the middle of nowhere telling artillery rounds where to land. And if they were wrong, moving them. That was fun. AIT, or back to drill, was really fun just because, you know, when you're a brand new soldier, you get to wear the uniform, you get to see the Humvees, you get to see the tanks and the Bradleys and the artillery, all this cool stuff that you've never been experienced in. And as you're an older soldier, it was just another day. It wasn't all that exciting to shoot the M4.
Right.
But as a young soldier, everything's exciting. And when you go to the field, we'd go sit on a hilltop somewhere just by ourselves and do our thing. Like in the Army, I remember sitting on the ramp of a track on a hill, and to make it fun, my section sergeant made me jump up and down on the ramp of the track. So it sounded like I was going down the road calling for fire. Or he would make me beat my chest like this so it sounds like I'm on a helicopter.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
But there was fun times too, because one time we got gassed. Supposedly gassed. Everybody else was getting gassed. We were up on the hill. They didn't gas us. But to make them think we were in our, suits and our masks, I just put a styrofoam cup over the microphone, and I was muffled, so they thought we were in our gas masks.
So many tips and tricks.
I know.
Right Well, what's been your greatest accomplishment in the military so far?
I would say, probably where I'm at today, but it's not my accomplishment. It's not what I'm the most proud of. I'm surprised that I made it to where I am today, because this was a young soldier. A lot of soldiers aspire to be a thing, whether it's a first sergeant or a platoon sergeant or sergeant major. And I did aspire to do all that, but I didn't think that would happen. So, 3 times I've been supposed to retire, and here I am, still here, loving what I do. So I'm super proud of that opportunity, but I'd say what I'm probably most proud of is just the soldiers, watching soldiers that either were my soldier or maybe we hired or come up through the ranks, and watching them running things now. Super proud of the soldiers.
Like people you've mentored.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's always a great achievement for me too, watching
Yeah.
people I've mentored succeed. So if you could go back to high school and give advice to students who are stressed out about their future, what would you say to them?
High school will be over shortly. I'll just go to the drama, right? When we're in school, and I remember watching soldiers and my kids go through this, the thing that happens, it's the end of the world for them. And they'll never get past this event or thing that happened in high school. But 3 years later, you don't even remember the things in high school because it's very minor.
That is so true.
I would say, don't sweat the little things, but pay attention to the big things.
That's good advice.
Well, we got an important question that we've asked everybody. So it'll be
Very
interesting to see
important.
what your take is on this.
I hope it's a good one.
Yeah. So is Sasquatch real?
I've been debating this one too, so...
It's not a direct yes.
Yeah, so my answer is no, but it's not a hard no, because I have spent a lot of time in the mountains, and I've been in places that he would live.
Okay.
Those places where usually you go in the woods and there's things alive. There's birds, there's chipmunks, squirrels, critters. But I've also been in those places where it is dead silent. There is nothing. And it makes me wonder why.
Right.
And I've gone in a couple of those areas, and I've also left a couple of those areas because I had an eerie feeling. So I don't believe in him, but it doesn't mean he's not there.
The thought of him still makes you nervous.
A bit much.
That's actually a pretty
So
compelling
you're saying there's a chance.
answer for yes.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. We'll leave it at that. Possibly a yes in the future.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. We'd like to thank our guests and our production crew for their time.
Join us every Wednesday here on GI and a Cup of Joe. See you next week.